say
Top Billin. Yo, football is back. Alhamdulillah. It is time, man. Listen, all my top billing villains, all my top billing family, you already know what time it is. As we go on this journey of a repeat, there will still be bumps in the road, and this is one that I've been harping on for how long? If you've been watching Top Billing, you can see where the problems may lie. But all you got to do is just watch and see what I really concentrate on. How many content items did I do on like Isaiah Rodgers, wanting him to be re-signed? I wanted him to be re-signed bad. Absolutely bad. When that didn't happen, I was like, all right, well, we can move Cooper DeJean to the outside. No, you have people on here, right? I can tell when people don't understand what the hell is going on, when they start saying stupid shit that I can plainly see coming ahead of time. Now I'm pretty sure the response to this shit now will be a little bit different. Having a terrible outside corner in this day and age can be the death of a defense. I don't give a damn how great your pass rush is because one hand washes the other and both wash the face. Having an Isaiah Rodgers going, opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, a top 5 talent, at least at the cornerback position, probably a top 5 player already, but I'll let him prove that right before I jump out the window on that. Having somebody like that, man, it would have eased my mind, right? Now somebody's going to have to ease my pain because I'm going to be in the emergency room pissed off punching shit because they got Kelee Ringo and Adory Jackson out there, 2 guys who I've already said plenty of times that I just don't like them. I just don't, right? I like Kelee Ringo better than Adory Jackson, and people know how I feel about Kelee Ringo. So I'm going to start with Kelee Ringo because I need Adory Jackson gone. Thank God they went out and got Jakorian Bennett. They're letting you know what they feel about these guys in camp. They're letting you know. Follow the pattern. What are we doing here? So now we get to see this man. What did I say, right? People are always talking about, oh, yeah, the slot. You know what I'm saying? I like Cooper DeJean in the slot because of this and that. He can blitz. He can do it. I'm like, dog, he's going against nobodies in the slot. Most teams don't have dope slot receivers. Some of them really do, right? You know what I'm saying? That's all good and whatever like that. But a lot of teams have game-breaking guys on the outside, like this guy here, who I bring up a lot. Perhaps the very best in the business. If you're Kelee Ringo and you're standing across this dude, right, and your job is on the line, that has to be a terrifying ordeal, right? A 25 out of 10 terrifying ordeal, and you turn in this. Like, look at this right here. Like, this is smart, right? Look at this. We're going to break this down, right? So this is going to be a blitz. So they're going to do a 6-man pressure here. The strength of the defense evens out here. So now you have Sidney Brown has to bump down, and they have to bring and bump out, right, to really sell this, that it would appear that maybe the edge player here will be working out in some kind of shallow zone, but he's going to be sent, right? It's probably my boy Azeez Ojulari. I'm not really sure about that. I have to look at the number. But you'll see the 6-man send on this right here. He's still going, right? So that leaves Sidney Brown one-on-one. You get everybody one-on right here, even Tristan McCullum right here. But this is Ringo right here, unable to compete, right? Unable to compete. Coming out false step, poor angle, and off to the races. You know I can't show it. You already know the results of that, right? It's probably still going to be a content ID claim because they have been really killing me with these content ID claims. So we're going to have to do something about that, or your boy might have to retire from YouTube, straight up, right? I'm here to make money. I'm not here to just talk football. I could talk football, walk down the block, talk with a whole host of motherfuckers right here in Philly and have a good time doing it. So make sure you support quality content when you see it. But we see right here, Jamar Chase, not even really doing anything special. It almost looks like he's walking it off, right? He's walking it off because he knows Kelee Ringo's not going to be able to compete. Kelee Ringo scared to death, even though he's very fast, as y'all say, right? But straight line speed is not being twitchy. He's not being twitchy. He takes 2 to 3 false steps damn near, has to bog that down. The ball's going to get there on time. It's Joe Burrow throwing to Jamar Chase, right? Probably the best hookup in the league. Right? One of them at least. And then you look at this. What is he doing here, man? Takes a poor angle. And once again, the same type of shit that I've seen for 5 years from this kid, man. 5 years I've been covering this kid, man. I hear the same shit all the time. Oh, he's only 18. This is when he was a sophomore in college. Then it's 19, 20. Like, you keep using his age as an excuse. He's in his 3rd season in the NFL. The motherfuckers is still doing it. Wallahi. The people are still talking about his age. He's 23 years old. He's in his 3rd season. This is his 3rd NFL training camp. He has a ton of reps. He started NFL games. Don't mention his fucking age to me anymore. It's time to play ball. This is a huge task. He's on a fucking opposite of Quinyon Mitchell, who came in the league killing it. There's talent levels to this. There's levels to this, bro. I just don't think he has it. He's a great athlete. There's no doubt. But being a great athlete, like I said plenty of times, baby, this is not the Olympics. This is a sport. You have to have a skill set. He's stiff in the hips. Maybe he could be a very good safety, but that's not in the cards for him right now. Maybe it could be. We keep, you know what I'm saying, dropping people like Sidney Brown. Maybe they could just move him now. That would be perfect. Put him in Sidney Brown's spot right now if Sidney Brown is too hurt, and then let him finish the rest of the camp there. But put Jakorian Bennett there. No, I don't even want that. I want him at corner because I need Adory Jackson going as well. But you can see right here, man, this is just poor, right? Touchdown, grass blades chopped. All right, here we go again. A day late and $1 short. Now, you'll see him right here. This one, same kind of deal, right? I let it play, right? So there you go. Don't cry. I let it play first. Now, on this one, a little bit too far over his skis for my liking there. The reaction time for the man cutting inside right here seems to be kind of late. You know what I mean? Then he shoots two hands. Right, what I say, you shooting two hands, man. You know what I mean? You're asking for it. You shoot a two-hand jam, right? You just want to use it as a rangefinder. Shoot that right arm to that right shoulder. Shoot that right arm to that left shoulder pad. Get yourself in position, and then start the run. Start the run. My man cuts on the inside. He has the cut on the outside of Sidney Brown. Maybe you can say something about that or whatever like that, but he was already out of position. If he's a little bit closer, Sidney Brown has to probably redirect himself and let Kelee Ringo through. But Ringo was already out-leveraged there, and this is going against Browning. Browning the who? I don't even know what this is. This man's getting Joe Burrow and them out the game, and he's still getting beat for catches there. First downs. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you guys on this one. Wallahi, if I'm lying, I'm flying. When I saw this play, or when this play was about to go on, I knew exactly where they were going. I was like, all right, they're going to go right up top to Jamar Chase. I saw where Sidney Brown was aligned, right? It's a little bit more narrow of an alignment from Sidney Brown and Tristan McCullum. I was like, they probably won't be able to get there if they go from play action to Jamar Chase, right? To be able to hold Sidney Brown just a little bit here. And you see it right back to the basket, play action fake by Joe Burrow, and then you get this back shoulder fade from Jamar Chase. Now, I've seen Kelee Ringo in this situation so many times, and he just really does not compete, right? Back to the basket, play action fake. You saw it right away, and then yak him, right? And instead of Kelee Ringo competing on the particular play, he wants to play referee, all right? You don't want to know when this pass is not completed? Is when you sit there and deflect it yourself, right? You're leaving it up to the hands of the judges, right? Don't ever leave a fight up to the hands of the judges. Like what are we doing here? Right? You can see what are we doing. Like, all right, no hands on man. Definitely no hands on man. What type of technique is that? I'm confused. Like, he's falling off the cliff there, but then he still shoots a two-hand jam. It's like an allergic reaction, right? Some type of defense mechanism. He doesn't actually even touch Jamar Chase. Which could be problematic if you're someone like Kelee Ringo. You want to get hands on, man. But we can see right here, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, have they done so many times right there. Kelee Ringo unable to compete, right? You can see the separation, that old school Dr. Fauci style separation, right? Social distancing measures right there at the top of this route. And man, you know what I mean? And people going to sit up there and make excuses. I already saw it in the comment section. You know what I mean? People were talking about him getting cooked, and they're like, where's Jamar Chase? And all this. Like, come on, bro. You can't do that, man. When we're trying to win another championship, we're going to face the elite of the elite. If you can't compete against the elite, then what are we doing that for? You know what I mean? You can't always bank on everybody having average to below average competition for somebody to face. He's got to be able to compete against the elite. And we've seen Quinyon Mitchell do it. We've seen Jakorian Bennett do it on Jamar Chase as well. Think about a Vic Fangio defense. You have to be able to play off-man coverage. You have to be able to play close quarters coverage. You have to be able to mirror. You have to be able to fall off the cliff a little bit sometimes. You have to perhaps be able to press, right? You're going to play some zone. You're going to do a lot of shit because he wants to do a lot of shit on defense. If you're this uncompetitive in off-man coverage, like, what are we doing here? You opened up. You're on the inside of a dude, and you opened up. You know what I'm saying? That's just too easy. you have to be damn sure of what you're doing, that he's going to be going on the inside. If you're on the inside of him, look at this. He's on the inside of Jamar Chase, and he already opens up, like scared to death. He wants to turn around and run. He doesn't trust his speed anymore, I guess, at this stage of his career or something like that. But look at him. Come on, man. He's like a headless horseman out here, running with it like a chicken with his head cut off. What are we doing here, man? Very simple, right? Speed out on that ass, and then what? Uncompetitive. Come on, we can't be having that. You got both of these dudes out here getting cooked by Charlie Jones. Once again, Charlie Jones on an out route, and Adory Jackson here unable to compete in the manner that you would like for him to. Off-man coverage here. Jones pushes it vertical. Damn, look at the transition. Something lost in transition. That's too easy. Too damn easy. Pushing it vertical here. My man's coming out of the pedal. If I'm him, I mean, I might stay a little bit more flat-footed, right? Less kinetic energy on this one. And if I feel like I can run and get up to speed very quickly, especially if I feel like it is going to be a transition. He was playing with the inside leverage just in case he was going to shoot it to the post. This is what you just come here and flip your hips. Way too worried about the point of contact right here. That's what I'm saying with something like Adory Jackson, right? Or I covered before on a previous team. And same deal. Sometimes I wonder about him just with contact, period, there. But, man, that's just too damn easy for a guy like Charlie Jones being thrown to by a Jake Browning. And you're a, 8, 9-year veteran by now, what Adory Jackson is? I don't know, man. Charlie Jones, back shoulder fade going against Eli Ricks. Eli Ricks is one of these guys most people forget about. I don't forget about him, right? You don't know that's my man Eli Ricks and all. I just think his days in the Eagles uniform are pretty much numbered, right? I can kind of see the writing on the wall. I think he's better than Kelee Ringo. I thought he was better than Kelee Ringo when they were rookies and all that, but Kelee Ringo obviously is the draft pick. He has the higher upside if you talk about athleticism, size, and all that. But if we're just talking about the cornerback position, you can just see a little bit of a difference there. Look at that. Shoots the jam here on the back shoulder fade. He's in position. Now, you could say that's probably pass interference, but at least he's in a position to pass interfere. Right? It wasn't called on the field, so it's not pass interference from there. But you can see right here he does a good job. He has those longer-ass arms as well. He was a huge recruit coming out of high school out in Louisiana, I want to say. And you can see right here, man, he's in position to compete on this back shoulder fade. He's not far upfield. And does he get there early? He gets there early. No doubt about that there. But it's pretty clean technique besides the kind of the body contact there. So if they wanted to call that a pass interference, I'm good with it. But they didn't call it a pass interference. I'm also good with it, right? Right, very physical on the apex of this route. Yeah, very physical. We'll say that there. But I like the fact that he was able to at least break up this pass, regardless if we want to say if it's pass interference or not. Eli Ricks is one of these guys. I would go with him, Jakorian Bennett, and Kelee Ringo, and go ahead and leave Adory Jackson up off there. If they really wanted to do it, I would go with Adory Jackson. I would go with Jakorian Bennett and Eli Ricks. And you know what I'm saying? I would think about probably moving Kelee Ringo to some of these teams that are corner heavy, or maybe somebody want to transition to a safety. I don't know, but I would love to see Eli Ricks still be on the team. Here we go again, in breaking route, coming out the pedal. To me, he committed too early, but he flipped his hips on this one. All right, it was a catch, but I can kind of see, right, a little bit of some of the code that could be turned into a diamond with Eli Ricks. Now, I just don't believe it'll happen with the Philadelphia Eagles. But, hey, I could be wrong. You never know with that. But look at that, committing a little bit too early, right? Could have stayed a little bit more patient, stayed in his pedal phase, and maybe he doesn't have to transition with the hips right here. You can see he really committed to going upfield right here. But, whoa, you know what I mean? That's what happens when you have to pull the ripcord right there. So just that alone right there, it's a game of inches. He was able to flip his hips, right, and kind of catch on that bad boy. You got to obviously let the hips go, right? He caught it and then was on his hips, but got to be able to take a little bit better of an angle than this right here. Too much hand fighting from Eli Ricks sometimes, man. Very physical corner. I like his technique better than Kelee Ringo's. Obviously, you like Ringo's straight line athleticism better, but as a pure corner, I would say that Eli Ricks is a better pure corner than Kelee Ringo, but Kelee Ringo was the one that was drafted, so you know how that goes. But yo, I'm so excited about this team. Other than this position right here, man, we're absolutely stacked across the board. Can't wait to dive into the All-22, so make sure you check back with that. We'll talk about some of the things that I liked, even a lot of things that I liked on defense from certain players. Guys were getting it in the trenches, and you know that's how we do it, baby. This is how we do. Howie Roseman stacking them trenches, and that's going to make us that much more potent in the future. The offensive side of the ball, I definitely can't wait to dive into that. The offensive side of the ball is just magical, man. My man Tanner McKee, what did I say back then when they traded for Kenny Pickett? I didn't like it. I said Tanner McKee was the backup quarterback that we need. Thank God that has, you know what I mean, corrected itself. He's the backup quarterback, at least for now. I know some teams out there are salivating to get this guy in the fold there. So I don't know how you approach something like that, but obviously it wouldn't be anything this year. But I don't know, man. I mean, he seems like he would be a hot commodity. And back in the day, you know what I'm saying? But before all these bandwagon fans jumped on, my man Andy Reid was the king at flipping quarterbacks and having guys on the roster that teams wanted and could go for higher draft picks. So Tanner McKee could be that, man. But we'll check in with that, man. I can't wait for sure. So much love to everybody out there. I want to know what you guys think about this position and how you think it'll shake out. Now, this is just one preseason game. Both of them could come back next preseason game, you know what I mean, and do better. So we will take a wait-and-see approach on that. But to me, they didn't wait to see because they got your man Jakorian Bennett, and that's who I want to see be that guy. I know what he can do. I know his skill set, and his skill set fits exactly the type of stuff that these guys are struggling with. His ability to transition, his twitchiness and all that. Yeah, he's that bull, all right? Much love to everybody out there, man. Much love to all my top billing villains. I'm see you on the flip side, all right?
What more can I say?
Top billing.